What's up, everyone, and welcome to JMD Puzzling. So we are here ready to start gluing up the puzzle to get it all solid, and so that we can frame it. I do have the frame over there ready to be framed and stuff. So all we got to do is get this all glued up. So we have the puzzle glue, all right, that you can find at like your local Walmart or I'm sure other little hobby stores and stuff like that. You can find something like this. It's called Puzzle Guard. All right. So what we're going to do is going to pour this over, to get a decent coverage. We got our little plastic spreader. All right. So we can just spread it across and get it nice and even all the way across it. So let's get to it. Alright, so we got a nice, pretty even coat. It's kind of hard sometimes to get a completely even coat, but pretty solid coat going all the way around. Again, you want to make sure that you're, getting as much to the edge as you can. Try to keep as even as possible across, and then, to get a nice, good coating on it. And then what we'll do is let this dry. It usually takes roughly around 2 to 3 hours to dry. You could let it do it overnight if you just want a nice, real solid cure. But we at least want to try to get about 2 or 3 hours of dry time until it's, you can touch it and it's not tacky or anything. And then we're going to flip it over and do the other side as well to get a nice solid. Now, you don't necessarily have to do both sides. You can just do one, and a lot of times that's probably enough to have a pretty base secure on all the pieces, but I just like to make sure that they're nice and locked in, so I do both sides. But anyways, so we're gonna let this dry, and then we'll be back to do the other side. See you then. All right, so it has dried. It's been a few hours, and it's dried up pretty good, so it's not tacky or anything. You can see if I pull it up, it's actually together. All right, we got a little looseness, because when you just do one layer, it does tend to still be a little loose. That's the reason why I do a double. All right, so now we got the other side. See, it's pretty interesting. You see the different zones that I was talking about: A, B, C, D, E, F. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so let's pour out the glue, get it smoothed out, and get this one locked in. Alright, so we got that all now nice and solid coat all the way across. If you even noticed, I even realized that I put quite a bit, like too much on it, and I had to pull some of it back off and sit it back, put it back into the into our bottle here. But yeah, now this is all nice and coated. So now a couple hours from now we'll have it dry, and hopefully be able to just go right into framing it and finding a place to put it up on the wall. So stick around for that. All right, so we are now completely dry. It's been a few hours since we did this one. So as you can see, it is fully together, nice and solid, and ready to be framed up and put on the wall. So how about we do that? All right, everybody, so I have the lines framed up, and I have found a location for it. So check this. Here we go. It is up on the wall, this right beside the balloons, which is in our bedroom. So we have, of course, we still have the sun, earth, and moon above the bed. So right beside the bed is the lines and the hot air balloons. So that is where the new, at least for right now, the location of the lines is going to be. So pretty cool. All right, so that finishes up the puzzle 19, the lines. It was, again, basically the hardest puzzle I've ever done. And I'm glad that we got it over with. It was interesting though. Okay, just like every single puzzle that I've done, it's been extremely unique in its own way, and that one was not only unique in the look of it, the fact that it was just, you know, a solid white backing with lines just running abstractly all over it. Very interesting looking puzzle. Again, making it extremely hard just on that fact alone, but then on top of that, the cuts and stuff were so interesting and unique as well. Very crazy cuts and stuff. So that was, you know, that was very, very interesting. It's something that I've always enjoyed about doing, and the particular puzzles that I've picked to do. I always not only try to find them to be different, like try to find uniquely different looking puzzles, but also it sometimes surprises me, even when it comes to the cut and the design of the puzzle, oftentimes, and what that brings about in the process of building that puzzle. So anyways, all right, so now we're on to number 20. All right, on to number 20, the Japanese garden. Okay, and this is the largest puzzle I have ever done. All right, 3,000 pieces. Take a look. Alright, so here it is. I've shown it before, I think a while back, but just a refresher. This is the Japanese garden number 20 at 3,000 pieces. It's going to be an incredibly, it already is one of the most like colorful and interesting just landscape puzzles that I may have ever done. But also it is the largest, not only in piece size, but the largest in actual size. And unfortunately, it is so big that it will not fit on this table. As you can see, the biggest this table is supposed to hold is a 1,000-piece puzzle. And the dimensions of this puzzle are unfortunately larger than this than the table. So I will have to go old school with this puzzle and actually do it on my dining room table. That's going to be very interesting. But there it is. One last look. All right, so yes, thank you very much for joining me. I'm excited to get to this one, and everything that it comes to it, you know, comes with it. Not only is it really interesting, you know, image, and of course the biggest puzzle, not only in pieces but in size. But I'm excited to see how the pieces are going to be. Are they going to be standard pieces, like just regular plain pieces, or are they going to be uniquely cut pieces? Who knows? But until then, thank you for joining me, and next time, peace, JMD Puzzling, I'm out.